Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the ADC Travel Pack from 6 Moon Designs. ADC stands for All Day Carry, and with this bag, the company seems to be attempting to bring some of the aspects of more technical packs like the weight and the harness system to the travel backpack world to create a really interesting one-bag travel option. I've had a chance to test this out over the past couple of weeks, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to use it. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, to me the bag does a pretty good job of balancing its more technical and outdoorsy origins and providing a look that still feels like it matches up with a lot of the more modern travel bags that I tend to feature on the channel. So it does have some pockets, external attachment points. It's not the most minimal bag, but to me it's still a pretty clean exterior that feels like it's gonna blend in well into a more urban setting. It's gonna be a great just travel bag in general, and still something that will have the functionality that you'll need for the outdoors. As far as the materials, the bag feels very solidly built. It's offered in a couple of different fabrics. The version that I have here is Ultra 200. I've been talking about Ultra in some of my recent videos as it's just a really popular, interesting new fabric, and this bag showcases many of those benefits as far as offering tons of weather resistance. It feels durable. The 200, it feels a little less rigid or maybe robust than the 400 that I featured in some of the other videos, but still feels very, very durable. And one of the best things about this fabric is that it is a little bit more lightweight, and so with a bag of this size, it's really surprising that it's able to come in at under 3 pounds. It's right about at that limit, but considering the size, the padding and functionality that it includes, that's really great for a travel backpack, particularly as you're trying to take it onto some of the airlines that have stricter limits. And it doesn't feel like you're losing a lot of the durability or anything like that. So just high quality materials all throughout, and of course the aqua guarded YKK zippers. Continuing along the exterior of the bag, you have a really nice handle on the side if you want to carry it versus wearing it on your back. This has pretty thick material here, almost seatbelt like. At the top you have an additional handle. This one doesn't have the same material, it's a little bit simpler. Just the thin strap here comes up a decent amount, so it'll be easy to hang the bag up, or you can pick it up. It does stick up a little bit while wearing the bag, which I'm not crazy about, but it gets the job done. And then on one side you have a really spacious water bottle pocket. This is, I believe, able to hold up to a 32 ounce or 40 ounce water bottle. Currently what I have here is my 26 ounce Yeti Rambler. You can see that it expands out quite a bit, and there's still some additional give there for those larger water bottles, but the 26 ounce is usually the largest that I will have with me. And then that elasticity helps collapse the bag when it's not in use, just maintain that cleaner look. So nice to see the amount of expandability that offers. And on the other side you have an additional pocket. This one's a little slimmer, so it could still work maybe for a smaller water bottle, but I believe that this is more intended to pair with an umbrella. 6 Moon Designs does offer a couple of cool umbrellas, but it should be able to handle any sort of standard umbrella here. Maybe a good place to tuck in a tripod. And along those lines, there are some attachment points along the exterior as well that pair with some straps that 6 Moon Designs has with the bag. So they come along the front, along the side, similar to what we've seen with some of Peak Designs bags, where you can kind of configure them so that you can hold larger gear on the outside of the bag, whether it's tripods, jackets, yoga mat, anything like that you don't want to hold on the inside. These attachment points I think are always a nice versatile option, and then you can remove the straps if you want a cleaner look. Along the front you have this nice slip pocket with this really nice feeling elastic sort of material here, so a great spot for placing in additional pairs of shoes, jackets, anything that you're grabbing quickly while you're on the road. I'd probably toss in a bathing suit or something that's a little dirtier if I didn't want it inside of the bag. You have these rows of webbing here so that you can adjust it with this aluminum feeling G-hook, so you can secure this down, tighten it up depending on what you want to use. So really nice simple pocket there. And then on the other side where the water bottle pocket was, you also have place to hold the trekking pole, I believe. So you have a little opening here with some straps at the bottom. And then you also have this bungee cord at the top. You can remove it. You have an additional loop here. So even though I don't typically use these things, it makes sense if you want to, take this into the outdoors to have that functionality. And then as far as the branding, Six Moon Designs, you have the ADC lettering here at the top for all day carry. You have the Six Moon Designs logo down at the bottom, and then on the side as well. Because it's blacked out and it just all kind of blends together, I don't really have too many issues with it. It's very subtle. There's a couple of different colors for the bag, so it might be a little more prominent. But again, with this Black Magic edition, looks very cool in my opinion. And then moving into the capacity, the bag is offered in 2 sizes. The version that I have here is the 35 liter, which to me is, kind of the ideal one bag travel size. It's able to hold all the items that I would typically take with me on a 1 to 2 week trip. And I'll be able to carry it on to pretty much any airline, domestic or international, place it into an overhead storage compartment. This is a little too big for personal item size, but this is the size that I've taken with me all around the world. Haven't run into any issues, and I like that even when it's a little bit more packed out, even though it's a larger bag, it never feels overwhelmingly bulky. It doesn't really stick out, which is one of the things that I think can typically maybe get you flagged at the airport and have your bag placed into one of those sizers. So it's a pretty streamlined profile, which is going to make it great for also navigating crowded areas and jumping onto public transit. Taking a look at the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. You can tell that the company put a lot of attention on making this a really comfortable bag, hence the name, All Day Carry. It feels like it does live up to that name, and this is where some of the more technical inspirations maybe come in. This is definitely not a minimal harness system by any means. There's a lot of straps, adjustability. Starting off with the padding, so far this has felt really comfortable. It feels robust but soft on the inside. You have good kind of breathable mesh to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps have a great width to help prevent the bag from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. You also have adjustable load lifters here to allow you to really tweak how the bag sits on your shoulders and pull that weight close to your back. And then this harness system is actually adjustable. So you have a couple of different levels here. You can pull it up or down depending on your height. So, great to see that. That seems to be a pretty common feature on more technical packs that are really meant to fit you just right. So great to see that here. And then the straps themselves have some additional functionality. You have 2 pretty large pockets that'll be great for storing something like your phone, maybe sunglasses, or even a smaller water bottle. I don't tend to use these pockets too much. I actually maybe would have preferred to have left them off because they can, stick out a little bit, which is part of what makes them useful. So, your mileage may vary depending on your preferences. To me, it just adds a little bit of clutter, but I can see why some people might like them. Beyond that, you have an adjustable and removable sternum strap to help distribute the weight. The sternum strap does have a little safety whistle on it. And then moving into the back paneling, this has also felt really comfortable. You have the same type of padding, breathable mesh that we saw on the strap, so feels great. There's a little bit of elevation here. And then you have the really well integrated waist belt down at the bottom. This is removable. You can release this flap here and take it off if you want to, but this is actually going to really help provide a lot of support when the bag is a little bit more packed out. And it offers the same level of padding and style as we saw on the straps, and it's just a really chunky, comfy waist belt. So great to see that here. Great that you can also remove it, even though it's really comfortable and useful. I will probably not use this very often when I'm traveling, as it's just extra clutter, and for this size of bag and with the weight of the bag, it's something that I prefer to just keep things a little simpler. But this is a really great waist belt. You also have some pockets on here with a good amount of volume. So, if you want to store some snacks or anything that you're grabbing a little bit more regularly, you can do so. And on the back panel here, you also have a little slot, which I suppose you could use if you want to place this onto your luggage if you happen to be traveling with a roller bag. This also allows you to access the little Velcro flap that you'll have to release if you want to adjust the height of the harness. And then on the back here, you can feel the frame that is present in the bag to really help distribute the weight and help it maintain its structure. So great to see that there. It's got kind of this wired frame. You can see it a little bit through the fabric here. And so that's really helpful. And you also have these zippers here that you can release. They have these flaps that can come over the straps if you want to tuck them away while you're traveling to just prevent them from getting snagged on anything, to make it easier to toss into the overhead storage compartment. So, very robust harness, pretty technical, but it is going to do a great job of just being super comfortable even as you're wearing this over a longer period of time with a lot of weight. Jumping into the organizational options, I really like the layout of this bag. It doesn't go overboard with pockets, but it offers just the right amount. Very kind of intuitive to use. Starting off on the front, I already called out this mesh slip pocket here. You have a quick access zippered pocket that offers a good amount of volume. It goes down maybe a little less than halfway or about halfway down the front, but absolutely love these pockets, particularly while traveling for just tossing in bulkier items like my sunglasses. I have a GoPro in here. This would definitely be the spot where I would just toss in my wallet, my phone while going through TSA so that I could get to them quickly. And also a good spot maybe for a toiletry bag if you're trying to get to your liquids quickly. No internal organization here, but you have a nice light liner. And again, with the amount of volume that's offered here, it's a really useful pocket. Behind that, you have a larger admin style pocket with some internal organization. First thing I'll call out about this one is that it does have the ability to lock, so great to see that. With the travel focused nature of the bag, the zipper opens up enough so that you can really see the internal organization. But one of the cool things about this pocket is that it also goes all the way down to the bottom of the bag, so a good secondary large compartment for pouches, jackets, anything kind of bulkier that you still want to be able to access without getting into the main area. And so at the moment down at the bottom, I just have a couple of pouches. I have the alpaca tech pouch there, as well as my packable rain jacket, just to showcase the volume that area has. And then here you have these really cool mesh slip pockets. They have a nice amount of elasticity, and I really like the mesh that's used here, so it'll give you some flexibility with what you can actually store, for any sort of portable batteries. That's what I have here. You can also store hard drive, tech items, EDC items. I put the Peak Design packable tote that I tested in a video recently, fits in there. And then you have additional slip pockets behind those. These are a little bit slimmer, so they'll be good for maybe some everyday carry items like a flashlight, which I currently have there. I also have my Apple Magic Mouse. They don't have elasticity, so things might slip out if the bag happens to tip over. And then you have some slots here at the top that'll be a good spot for a pen or a stylus. And you have a zippered pocket that's gonna be great for anything else that you just don't want floating around. It's about, the depth of my hand and a little bit into my wrist here, so pretty good amount of space here for maybe a smaller tablet, a Kindle. I have a field notes notebook in there, and then I also tossed in the straps that go along the exterior because I like to have them even if I don't have them attached to the exterior. And then in this area you also have a little lanyard with a clip that's going to be a good spot for your keys or anything else that you might want to attach there. On the back of the bag, there is a dedicated pocket that can be used for a laptop or a hydration bladder. I like that this has a well-protected zipper garage, and then, pretty good amount of space. Currently what I have here is my 14-inch MacBook Pro. There's a little bit of leftover space at the top and to the sides. This opening might be a little narrow. For a 16-inch laptop, I think it would be a fairly tight squeeze. You could maybe get it in, but, I'd be a little bit worried about how tight it could get. Regardless, for a 14-inch MacBook Pro, it works fine. This compartment is suspended off the bottom of the ground, which is nice. It doesn't have as much padding as you might find in some of the more tech-focused travel bags like the Air Travel Pack 3 or the Bellroy Transit Backpack, but, it still feels like it's gonna at least offer some separation from the other items in the bag. It's pulled up off the bottom, so when I drop it, it doesn't feel like it's making contact. And then it is a dedicated compartment, so I can get my device in and out pretty quickly. Now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. No sort of fleece lining or anything like that. You have this little strap here at the top, which I imagine pairs with a water bladder, and then this comes up a decent amount. I did notice that sometimes when I was placing my laptop in, it would get caught on some of the kind of wired framing that I was talking about earlier. But once you wiggle it in, it should be able to get in there comfortably. And then Six Moon Designs also sells a laptop sleeve that you can pair with your device to give it a little bit more padding. I believe that also has a shoulder strap to just have kind of a day bag when you arrive at your destination. I haven't had a chance to check that out, but nice combination. But even without that, just the fact that this is suspended and dedicated, it still feels like I'll be able to access my device throughout the day and like it's gonna have some level of protection while I'm on the go. And then moving into the main compartment, the bag does open fully flat like a suitcase, which is really great for easier packing. It also has a locking zipper here, so this goes all the way around. And then, pretty simple layout in this main area. Definitely something that will pair well with a packing cube setup like I tend to use. So here I have kind of my standard setup with my air dop kit. I have an extra pair of shoes that I always have with me. And then I have the smaller compressible Peak Design packing cube as well as the larger one. And you can see there's some compression straps included with the bag here. And you do have the ability to remove these if you don't want to use them. They have these nice clips. Interesting that there's 3, which is a little different than many bags. There's usually kind of the 2 straps, so you have that extra level of compression for your stuff if you want to just tighten it down or prevent it from shifting. And then I really like that you can actually just take these off if you prefer to have a cleaner setup here, which with packing cubes, sometimes the compression straps just don't feel as necessary. And so taking those out so you can get a better look at the main compartment. And nice bright lining here. Got the logo down at the bottom. You have a zipper that does allow you to get a better look at the frame that I was mentioning earlier. So that's there. And then beyond that, no additional organization provided here. You can just see that it comes up a decent amount. And always a fan of this style of bag. With a travel backpack with the packing cubes, definitely don't want to go overboard. And then on the other side, you have some additional built-in organization, some zippered pockets here that actually have a good amount of volume. So if you wanted to use them as like a secondary packing cube for your socks and underwear, for your toiletries, any other items that you're taking with you, these are always nice to have. And then if you don't want to use them, they just kind of stay out of the way. So really like the amount of space and the layout offered in this main area and just how everything is kind of thought out throughout the rest of the bag. I really like the organizational options that were provided. And this is just going to be a really interesting one bag travel option. If you are looking for a more premium bag that's going to prioritize lightweight and comfort above everything else, and that's just going to work well in a variety of different environments, then this is going to be an excellent option to consider. And so to wrap up, it's been a really great experience testing out the ADC Travel Pack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company site. In general, these seem to come in at a more premium price point at above the $300 mark. The version that I have here in Ultra is even more premium, coming in at around $435, I believe, which tends to be the case with Ultra bags. They're a little more expensive at the moment. I think the jury is still out on whether the additional cost is worth it for the fabric. So far, my testing has been great. As far as the weather resistance, the durability, the weight, it seems like an awesome fabric, but I'll be keeping an eye on it as I use it over a longer period of time. And I think that this bag offers a lot of value for the price point as far as the harness system, the durability, the features, but there's gonna be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, the first bag this made me think of is the ULA Dragonfly, which is another one of the newer bags that I've tested out recently. Really impressive one bag travel option. The version that I looked at was also in Ultra, like this bag. It came in at 30 liters, so a little bit smaller, and the layout on that one is simpler. So, it didn't have quite as many pockets, but still really comfortable, very lightweight, a great carry-on friendly size. I believe that they also offered in a larger 35 or 36 liter size that might be closer to this one if you need some extra capacity. And the harness system on that one was comfortable, not quite as robust as this one here, but still, again, just a really versatile one bag travel option. It comes in at around $290, so a little bit cheaper than this one here. So if you're looking for a lightweight bag that has ultra fabric, is just going to be a great one bag travel option, and that's going to be an excellent option to keep in mind. Another bag this made me think of is the Air Travel Pack 3, which was recently released in Ultra as well. And that's been one of my top one bag recommendations for a number of years now. I'm a big fan of the layout, the style, very comfortable harness system, good tech protection, very different aesthetic than this one here. That one is definitely more geared towards urban travel. It is offered in two different sizes, so the 35 liter is going to be close in capacity to this one. They also have a 28 liter size that can be used for EDC or minimal travel. That's the one that I tend to use more, but both of them are going to have the same great layout, comfort, and durability. And now in the Ultra fabric, if you're looking for something that has, that extra level of weather resistance and that's going to help you save a little bit on weight, and that's going to be an excellent option to consider. The next bag this made me think of is the Matador Seg series. Those bags are offered in a 28 liter size and in a larger 42 or 45 liter size, I believe. Matador always makes some really interesting, lightweight, weather-resistant bags. They have a little bit more of a technical, outdoorsy aesthetic like this one here, and the Seg 28 in particular I've been a fan of just because of the versatility of that size. The bag is very comfortable to wear. It's got the built-in sort of packing cube layout, which is just super flexible, interesting. I think it makes the bag so unique. It's got a dedicated laptop area, luggage pass-through, so checking off a lot of the same boxes as this one here. I really like the flexible nature of the bag as well, so it just allows it to squeeze into tighter spaces. And so if you're interested in a bag kind of like this one that's going to offer a different layout, that's going to be one of the best options to check out. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Patagonia Mini MLC, which is just a super versatile minimal travel bag. Coming in at 30 liters, it's a little bit smaller than this one, but it can hold an impressive amount for its size. It's got a nice rugged ripstop exterior, external water bottle pocket. It's got a pretty comfortable harness system, not quite as robust as this one here, but it does have the ability to stow the straps away. It includes a waist belt that doubles as a shoulder strap, so you can use it in a variety of different ways. It's got a luggage pass-through, a good laptop compartment, and so, it just checks off a lot of the boxes that make a travel bag very easy to travel with. I've used that on a lot of different flights, both as a carry-on and even as a personal item on some airlines. And so if you're looking for something in a little bit of a lower price range that's still going to offer plenty of versatility and functionality, then that's going to be one of the best options to keep in mind. With that being said, the ADC Travel Pack holds up really well against all those options and is an exciting addition to the travel backpack space. And if you have a little bit of a higher budget and you're looking for a durable, lighter weight travel pack that's going to offer plenty of comfort, this is going to be an excellent option to take a look at. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the ADC Travel Pack and how it compares to some of the other popular one-bag travel options that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar bags that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.